for the interview point of view, right?
Yeah, that's what actually. See, there are so many testings in the actually complete as part of testing, but you are actually targeted for only functional. Suppose if you are want to go as a functional tester, like this is the course. If you want to go automation testing, you have to go some other automation testing tools you have to choose and you have to work on it. So there are Selenium. Selenium is not a tool, but it is a kind of driver, web drivers. So you can do with the Selenium testing. I mean automation testing, performance testing. You can go and you can go security testing with some of the tools. Those are actually other kind of testings, but only you have to know what is actually definition specific. It's enough for you as a functional tester, because 99 out of 100, 99 people are functional, one or two guys actually automation. I mean 5 to 6% of automation and 2-3% of performance and security. So in the interview point of view, you have to understand what is actually performance testing, what is security testing, and what is actually automation testing. So we will discuss later actually those areas actually for definition way. So let me show this. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, actually there are several types of testing techniques I have seen in some book. So do I need to prepare all the tests? So that is my doubt.
Those are actually not techniques. Techniques are actually we have already discussed. What are the testing techniques we have discussed? Boundary value analysis, equivalence class pattern. Yeah, but type of testings, there are a hell lot of type. But in black box, there are functional testing only you are actually learning. So yeah, so 1 minute, let me. Are you able to see my screen?
Just make your font a bit larger.
So that's okay, but you can see this is type of testing method.
Yeah.
Functionality, usability, reliability, regression, performance, scalability, compatibility. So many will available, but we'll go in the little actually usability, reliability, regression, performance, scalability, compatibility, and all the automation. What is actually automation, and what is the automation lifecycle, how it will be, and benefits of automation. So by this actually we will limitations of anyway, like after all we will discuss about the limitations of testing also, and the test stop criteria, when we will stop our testing. So how to prioritize test, and what is actually testing. So many things are there actually. Now we have completed around 30 to 35%. So today, tomorrow, and Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, we are going to cover around 30 to 35% of that. So by Sunday, like we will cover all this, and after that we will do exercise around 3 to 4 days. 3 days is more than enough. So there are so many things actually need to cover, but the thing is actually I am going little slow up to yesterday, because you should be actually little understand what is actually testing approach, SDLC, and you should be actually coming to the my tune. That is the actually target. So now you are actually tuned and you are actually understanding each and every flow. So I can go little fast. Am I right? The day 1, day 2, the first week actually will go little slow. Otherwise you will be like uncomfortable. At the same time, if I give complete, if I load you, definitely it will be a problem. So from today onwards, actually you'll go little fast, because you have an understanding of what is software development cycle. Only you have to understand the software testing life cycle. So once it is finished, type of testings are what is performance testing, what will be happen. Only you have to understand up to that extent only. But if you want to performance testing, there is actually some complete, you have to learn some kind of tools and some kind of actually performance tools you have to learn, and all this you have to work on it. That is a different automation kind of stuff. Okay. So you have to learn what is performance testing, what is load testing, what is security testing, what is regression testing, what is retesting, what is some other XYZ testings. Only in definition way they will ask you, okay, this guy actually understanding complete flow or not. That is the only thing. But they will ask and go in depth into these areas actually. Okay.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Yes, I am okay.
Okay. You will cover everything, don't worry, in that area because I'm covering more than what is actually you will see in the market. Don't worry in that area.
Okay.
Okay. This much of information nobody doesn't give for system study.
Okay.
But I am giving complete information because maybe in the class actually, okay, 1 or 2 points if I cover it's more than enough. I maybe cover up to that. But if you yourself go and you'll come back, oh sir, I have gone this, but what is this? You can ask, no issues. But up to your level actually I'm just telling, okay. But later like 1 year, 2 years, after 4 years, 5 years also if you go this, it will be helpful. In such a way it is actually like molded. Okay, system study no like no tester will do. But what is actually happening in the system study, I'm giving an additional advantage. When the time come after 5 years actually if you go through this material, it will be helpful. In such a way it is designed. Because people will come up with 8 years, 7 years gap and they're asking, they want to go with the 8 years of experience. At that time, this points also required. Am I right?
Yes. Yes.
So, but for you, like, what is actually your intention? You want to go with how many years of experience?
Actually, mine also 2007 to 16 means 8 years, 8 to 9 years gap is there.
8 to 9 years, but at least you can say that 2-3
Is
years
it?
I was in domain and after that I have got a chance. If you put 8 years, 9 years,
No, no.
definitely they will expect a lot of expectations.
Actually, I'm trying to put 3 plus. So is it okay?
Yeah, that's what actually 3 plus means being a 3 plus guy, how you will behave and what is his roles and what is the responsibilities we will design after this
Okay.
course. Okay,
Okay.
for you, okay, how you have to approach for the job, that also I will guide you, don't worry.
Actually,
Because
just I
this
want
week
to
actually we will
get into
complete the
job.
testing. Come
Okay.
again?
Actually, just I want to get into some testing with minimum experience.
That's what
So
actually.
I'm
Okay,
planning for
sure,
3
sure.
plus only, not to put any
Okay.
hectic experience.
Definitely, if you put 5 to 7 years, 8 years, there are very less calls.
Calls
And
also
at
less,
the
but
same,
pressure also will be more if I get
no, 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 no. Don't go with
nothing.
the fresher because you have communication. I have observed you. You have very
No,
good
no, I'm
communication.
thinking about the pressure. What pressure will be more if I keep 5 plus, right? 5 years
Not
experience.
work pressure. Actually, there is a lot of dependencies on you. They will ask more questions in the interview, and you will not actually selected because there
Yeah,
are
actually.
background verification will be more if you keep 5 years, 7 years, 9 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Just go with 3 years or 3.5 years. Okay,
3.6 years
anyway.
means okay.
So, and salary like currently you are drawing some 5 lakhs, suppose 4 lakhs. So you say that like I'm drawing 4.5 or 5 lakhs. Okay, it will be actually feasible for them to give the salary in the initial days. Then you can once you get into the job, you will just learn how to behave and how to plan yourself.
Yeah, yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
So like we'll start. You have any other queries?
No, no. You can continue.
Okay, after all this, like by Sunday, we will close most of the course, and from Monday onwards, we will go like the real time. What will be your roles? How you have to behave in your interview? How like you'll put your resume, and how your trials will start. Like how you have to go your trials approach and all this. I will give you an idea. No problem.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so like system study is like one of the phase in our software testing life cycle. So in the same way, while we have started SDLC. We have seen that there is a feasibility study kind of stuff.
Okay.
Do you remember?
Yes, yes.
In the same way, yeah,
Starting, yeah, first 2 days.
yeah. In the same way also, like before starting any testing, or maybe you have to start your testing, you should know like what is actually happening in the real time. So everybody, like your managers or your leads, and what they will do based on the technology, based on the tools, and based on the like type of testing client will actually ask, they'll prepare some kind of actually study. Okay, what is the domain knowledge? Like, okay, people have the domain knowledge. Like, suppose more actually approached. What is more actually? We have taken example of more
Retail domain.
supermarkets. It is a retail domain. So, okay, for this, what is required? Our team should have knowledge on retail, because for testing, you have to know the functionality. At the same time, you have to know what is actually in the domain also. So for that sake, actually, they will okay, note it down. Okay, team should have a domain knowledge. Such kind of analysis they will do. And what is the software actually? It is okay. Suppose they are going to implement SAP. Not only SAP, SAP required some other XYZ, some other third party software also it will integrate. What are those softwares? They will note it down. And what are the hardware required? And what are the actually, how many type of functional code, like means what will be the code actually lines, or maybe what will be the code timing to build the code.
Okay.
So these are actually based, some of the actually assumptions will prepare our testing estimations also. Suppose to build application it takes 2 months or 2.5 months, suppose for developers. So we can say at least 30 to 35% of developer time they will give you as a testing time. Normally, that is common standards. Okay, so there are 10 days of development. Okay, 3 days of testing they will give.
Okay.
To test the application. So for 3 days actually they have to plan, they have to prepare the plan for 3 days, what type of testing you have to do, and how many people, and what is actually our approach, and all this actually we'll discuss. So this is actually they will do some kind of study and understand what is actually the domain, and what are the software, what are the hardware they are going to use, what are the tools they are going to use, and how many days for the development, and what are the modules they are going to use. This kind of actually analysis they will do as part of system study.
Okay.
So once they have studied, so they have understand like, okay, what is the scope and what to be tested and what not to be tested. So there are 100 functionalities, let us assume, but as a tester, functionality, like you can't able to test some of the functionalities in the real time. So out of 100, only 70 functionalities you will check as a functional tester, suppose. Remaining is performance, security, some other stuffs. So only 70 is your target. So by checking the scope, what they understand, what to be tested and what not to be tested. And if any approach, like what will be approach, what is our testing life cycle, how we will go, and we will prepare some kind of estimations by using our techniques. So we already discussed the techniques. Do you remember, like we have discussed the eclipse class, boundary value analysis, error guessing. So how they will design actually, let me open the Excel. So suppose 100 requirements. We have 100 requirements in that particular application or product, anything. Okay? Out of what to be tested, 70. Not tested, 30. So out of 70, for this 70 requirements, we have to use our all techniques. So each and every requirement may be not possible for each three techniques. Error guessing may be not possible for one of the requirement. So average like okay, two or three techniques out of three, average two techniques for 70. Like note it down, like there are 140 requirements. So 140 requirements. For 140 requirements, there are around 250 suppose test cases will come up. This kind of actually estimation we will do by experience and we will publish. Okay, we are going to write a around 250 to 300 raw estimation we will give to our managers or maybe client and all this. So why we are doing study and analysis? They will ask estimations. For this, we have to go through the requirements and we have to check what type of testing is required and what to be tested and what not to be tested. Then we will come up with one kind of estimations, how many requirements we are going to test and what kind of testings we will do and how many test cases we are going to give as a delivery.
Okay.
As part of phase, how many test cases we are going to execute, that is the estimation.
Okay, these are done by QA lead or team members?
It is normally from the lead actually, because they will collect from you only, but only up to your part. Okay, what is actually happen out of 70, your what lead or manager what he will do, he will share to, like there are 5 members of team. Let us assume.
Okay.
What he will do, he will share all these 70 requirements or 140 requirements and share 20-25 requirements each and ask them to go through the requirements.
Okay.
And prepare the high level scenarios. So what is actually happen? First they will go through the requirements and they will prepare the high level scenarios.
That means main modules you are saying?
Yeah. Suppose like we have a like login, we have a like train ticket booking and cancellation. There are 4 modules. They will actually share 2 modules to one guy and 1 more module to one guy and 1 module to one guy, like 3 members of team. So you have to go all these requirements and you have to come up with your high level scenarios. Okay, for login, like how many scenarios, how many test cases will come up. Such kind of estimations you will give actually. He will consolidate and he will actually give that information to the end customer. So complete suite actually, requirement suite he will share to the team and team will go through that and he will collect the information from the team only, but he is having a knowledge on estimation techniques, estimation things and all this. So
Okay.
being a 3 years, you can't give any estimations because only you can give your work load and how much time it will take to complete your work. Based on that, he will give you some estimation to the end customer.
Okay.
So in this also he will just understand like, okay, for the requirement walkthrough 1 day, okay, suppose like 2 hours requirement walkthrough for you. Suppose I am talking about only one candidate, one person. Requirement walkthrough means you have to go through the requirements for this 2 hours, suppose. And preparing high level scenarios, and based on the requirements he can understand something, he will prepare high level scenarios for this 3 hours, suppose.
Okay.
And to write test cases, 4 hours. And test case review also we have to do, because once you completed your test case writing, somebody will review their work, your work, and you have to review their work. So mutual exchange and you will work on that. So for that review, it takes suppose 30 minutes. And preparing test data, 1 hour. So execution, 3 hours. So in such a way, he will ask you. So what you will do, sir, like for the requirement walkthrough, I need 2 hours, high level scenarios 3 hours. In such a way, he will ask, you will give, okay, I need this much of time for this task. So you will consolidate remaining 3 people and he will give a estimation. You got my point?
Yes.
So in such a way, but no need to bother about the estimations now. This is very early for your experience. So to give a estimations, you have to follow a lot of methods. You have to follow the Delphi method. You have to follow the work break structure. So it will be like confused to you. So as of now, you have to worry about your work. Okay, they will ask you as a tester what you will be role. So once the lead is assigned task to me, I will go through the requirements and I will prepare a high-level scenarios and I will prepare a test data for that. And after that, I will execute if and find out the defects and I will report the defects to the concerned developer and I will discuss to fix the defects with the developer and provide the proper information with the team which what is the defects I found and what are the information required to that. Such kind of actually activities you have to explain. If you say that I have prepared test plan and I will provide the estimations, it will be very like hectic in your interview. That is actually too early for 3 years, guy. Got my point?
4 plus also it's too early.
No, not required. Up to 5 to 6 years, only you have to bother about how to go through the requirements and prepare high-level scenarios, write test cases, and execute the test cases, and manage yourself without any help from the team.
Okay.
And after 5 to 6 or 7 years or 8 years, they will ask such kind of lead questions. At least 9 years or 8 years, at least 6 plus, they will ask you the lead question. Then you have to answer such a way I have prepared the test plan, I have involved in the preparing a test plan. Normally test plan will prepare by your lead or manager and estimations also they will give like your manager will give or your lead will give, but they will collect from you. You need to bother about yourself, your task. Okay. So don't worry about this. But you have to understand how the estimations will prepare. So I have given a like base of how the estimations will go on. So this is the way you have to break your work and you have to like forecast like okay for this requirement understanding I need half day. Okay, once I have gone through the requirement, I have to prepare the high level scenarios. For that it takes 2-3 hours or based on the requirement. Suppose if I give a 5 requirements for one day, so 5 or 10 requirements, one day is enough. For going through the requirements 3 to 4 hours and after that you have to prepare high level scenarios. It takes 2 hours and then you have to write the test case. It takes 3 hours for that particular 5 to 10 requirements. Suppose if I give 100 requirements this week, for this you have to prepare such a way for week estimation. Got my point?
Yes, okay.
So 1 week, actually if I give 1 week and I have given 50 requirements for you.
Okay.
So you have to break your 50, like break down your 1 week work into what is the activity I have to work for half day and what is the actually activity I have to work. So such kind of actually information they will ask you.
Okay.
So you need to ready for that extent. So this is more than enough for you as a 3 to 4 years guy, up to 5 years also.
Okay.
Okay. Or otherwise your team lead will give you okay for the requirement we have 2 hours. you have to prepare your requirements. Such kind of actually directly they will give a time and you have to go through according to them. Otherwise, you can come up with the queries like, sir, 2 hours is not possible. There are very functionalities very more, and test cases will will come up more test cases. So I need more time. So you can negotiate at the time. So if you don't know these kind of actually phases in your testing activities, you can't give that much of information to them. By asking questions only, they will take this information from your end. No need to bother about the estimations from your role. But you have to bother up to this area.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Okay.
So I have given this kind of actually information also. If my test cases are TC 30 test cases per day,
Okay.
like how you'll go? Like 10 days to design the test case. I need a 10 days to design the test cases because there are 300 test cases need to write.
Yeah. Okay.
And half of the test case for design 5 days. This is design means developer time.
Okay.
Sorry, it's not a developer. Design test cases and test case review is around they will give 10 to 15%, but I have given a raw examples for your information. And execution it takes 15 days, and defect handling is 5 days. Test plan 5 days, 1 week, and buffer time. This kind of actually information. Don't go with the numbers. Understand the actually what is the name, like it is mentioned here. What is design test case? What is actually review? And what is defect handling? And what is buffer time? So this is actually we have discussed here. So requirements. So it is test case design.
Is that the order we should follow? Requirement, high level scenarios, right? Test cases. In calculating, is that order we should follow? You have written requirement, high level scenarios.
No, that's what actually. See, sometimes actually they don't give this much of time for just for example sake I have given this. Sometimes actually 10 days that release, particular release. If you follow agile methodology, I told you like it is a release of 10 to 15 days.
Yes, yes.
So at that time only you have 15 requirements. So 15 requirements only it takes 5 days for testing. They will give 5 days to do your testing activities. What you have to do within the 5 days, you have to plan all these activities, how you will go. Or if it is 15 days, you have to design yourself in such a way. So don't go with the numbers, go with the phases based on your time. Okay?
Okay.
So we'll go to the next test plan. So this is actually very important. We have already discussed about the test plan also, but I will give a brief about test plan, what is actually it contains and what is the use of test plan. Now once again, so test plan is a baseline document and it will guide each and every team member what he has to do and what type of testing he will cover and what is his roles and responsibilities, what kind of actually what kind of actually training required, everything it will be actually documented. So your manager or lead will prepare the test plan. So if you code 3 years, don't tell like I have prepared test plan. You can say that I was part of test plan.
Okay.
See, being a lead, what I will do, I will collect the information from team such a way like while giving estimation. While preparing test plan, what I will do, I will ask so many questions and I will ask so many information from my team. By collecting all the information and I will prepare a test plan document. For that, okay, Srikanth, I require this information. I will ask you, okay, you have to prepare or you have to give that information. Based on that, I will prepare. But don't tell like I have prepared a test plan. Normally, your managers, like sometimes actually even leads doesn't actually prepare.
Okay, okay.
Only your manager level also prepare, because big projects actually your managers will prepare a test plan, but they will take a information from the team and lead. Okay.
Okay.
So what is this contains? Test plan is a design document. It helps the test execution. What it, it is having a below actually things. It contains what about your client and what is your company. Everything they will mention. So if you are actually working for more, they will give complete overview about the more. What is their business, what they are going to do in their business, everything they will document. And about your company also, like suppose more is your client, XYZ your company. So
Yes.
they will brief you about your XYZ, what is the company and what is they are going to do as part of this project, what are the deliverables, what are the things actually they are going to do as part of this, everything they will document is in their first point.
Okay.
1 minute, let me put like this. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so if somebody asks like what is test plan and what it contains, you have to tell these points. Don't tell that I have prepared the test plan. I have involved in the test plan and I have helped
Okay.
my test lead in the preparation of test plan.
Okay.
So first point is we have discussed and reference document. So as part of test plan, they will cover the BRS and FRS and any other information they want to document. They will add those points into test plan also, because they will document at one place. No need to go for the BRS and FRS for all documents. If they prepare one document, they will keep all the information at one place. If I go to test plan, I can understand what I have to do, and each roles and responsibilities also defined and mentioned over there. So the reference documents also they will keep as part of your test plan. And scope. So what to be tested and what not to be tested also. If you have any doubt like I have to test this functionality or not, if you have any doubt, you can go and you refer your test plan. Your lead or manager or your particular who prepare the test plan, they will give all the information, what to be tested and what not, what is out of scope also.
Okay.
And overview of your application. So they will give overview of application, what is the application, what it contains, what you are going to do as a functional, so that information is required. So they will keep all this information as part of your test plan. And testing approach, what type of approach you will follow and what is your test strategy and what is actually, like I have actually one project which is having a 3 months duration.
Okay.
And there are every month there is a release.
Okay.
So how my strategy will be, like what activities my as a role of tester and role of lead and role of manager they have to do, and which strategies they have followed to achieve that particular end product. So such kind of actually strategies, plan, implementations, they'll keep in the test plan. So they'll give each and every kind of definition also. Suppose what is test plan also they will give, and what is regression testing they will give, what is software development life cycle and each phase what is actually happening they will give, and software development cycle phases, estimation, what is estimation, definition they will give, and what type of estimations they will follow. This means every kind of definition they will keep as part of test plan.
Okay.
And this point is not required for you. And stop criteria and start criteria. Suppose if I start my functional testing, when I have to start and when I have to stop my functional testing.
Okay.
Or if I start any phase, when I have to start and when I have to
end.
stop.
Yes.
Such kind of information they will give. As part of functional, you have to go through functional. If at performance team, what they will do, they will check the performance schedules. So this document only, not only for the functional, this document is useful all the people which are actually in that particular testing project.
Okay.
And resources. So as part of that particular project, what are the how many resources are available, and like what are the roles and responsibilities? If Srikanth is there, his roles and responsibilities, and his backup. Like Srikanth is not available, who will then back up? And Srikanth is going to work on which modules, and he is actually based on his technology also. He has to select and he has to keep that particular modules. Am I right?
Okay.
Because if I place you in somewhere else, the performance testing which you don't know, there is no use. Am I right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
In the same way, if I keep you as a functional tester, like you have knowledge and functional, so if I keep you in functional area, definitely like you will do well. So you have to, your manager will do such kind of analysis and he will prepare that. At that time, you will ask like what type of technologies you know. By sharing on Excel sheet, these are the actually applications, these are the testings required. So they will share all the testing team, suppose 10 members are there. They will share all this Excel sheet to you. Okay, what type of testing you have an idea. They ask you to tick or yes or no, such kind of actually information. They will collect, they will do some kind of analysis. Oh, okay, Srikanth is have a knowledge on functional testing and performance testing, let us assume. So they will keep you in functional testing as well as performance if it is required. Such kind of analysis your manager, your lead will do. For your understanding, okay, if suppose if any Excel kind of stuff, they will ask what type of like knowledge you have. They will ask you at that time you should be in a position to give an answer. For that I have discussed this.
Okay.
And defect definition. So if I have a defect definition, we'll go in depth actually defect definition. What is your defect? If it is a defect which is crashing your application not at all work, what will be the severity and what will be your priority for that particular defect, how you have to behave, and if any kind of defects which is very critical and application crashes, how much time we need to be fixed and need to be corrected.
Okay.
Such kind of definitions they will give in the test plan. And risk. So they will assess the risk also. Suppose you are having a like domain retail domain project, but you don't have a knowledge on retail. Suppose that is the risk for you. Am I right?
Yes.
So what they will do, the contingency plan, mitigation plan means okay, we need to give a training to our team. That is the mitigation. So if is there any risk, you have to prepare the mitigation plan for that. What are the risks you have to note it down, and what is the mitigation plan you have to mention. So your lead or manager will do this kind of analysis. If any issues coming up, risk coming up, this is the solution. And what are the trainings required? Suppose up to now we have discussed about the domain. Okay, leave it domain. Suppose they are going to automate after 4-5 months. Suppose. So what is the trainings required for the team to automate based on the tool, based on the type of testing, based on the duration and all this? They will give training for the people. So what type of trainings and what are the tools based, how many people training required, everything they will prepare. And schedules also they will mention. Schedule means you have a 3 months of project, suppose. So for this they will prepare the schedules for each and every phase. Okay?
Okay.
And deliverables. Deliverables also we have discussed what will be your deliverable as part of test plan. They will document everything. So what will be our deliverables as part of our testing? Yesterday we discussed. Let me put once again. What will be our deliverable? It may be changed from project to project, but these are the very common. Okay.
Okay.
Estimations. Suppose estimations are your deliverables. Test cases is your deliverables. Okay.
Okay.
Test data is your deliverable. Execution logs is your deliverables. Logs means execution report. How many test cases are you executed out of 500 test cases?
Okay, report, right.
And any kind of other inputs we required, he will ask you. So these are kind of deliverables you are actually agreed with your client. You have to produce all once you are completed your testing, or maybe your phase completed. After phase 1 completed, you have to give all phase 1 related deliverables to your client. Sometimes actually weekly deliverables, sometimes daily deliverables, sometimes monthly deliverables. So based on that, they keep all the deliverable informations. So this is actually test plan contains. So you can say interview specific. What is test plan? They will ask you, have you involved in as part of your test plan? Yes. Have you prepared the test plan? No. I have involved in the test plan. And I have helped my test lead in the preparation of test plan.
Okay.
Such kind of questions they will ask you. So could you please explain about what is the test plan? Test plan is a base document and it will guide the complete testing team, and it contains about the kind and company. It is having reference documents and it is having a scope like what to be tested and what not to be tested, and it will give a overview of application. It will be documented, and as part of test plan will provide the complete testing or approach. And what is the definition? It contains all definitions which is part of testing, and which phase we need to start, when we have to start and when we have to stop, and what are the like how many resources and their roles and responsibilities, and uh, what are the defect definitions, and what is actually it contains. Everything they will mention. What is the risk and contingency? Such kind of answer you have to give. You have to frame this particular slide as a answer. Okay.
Okay.
So we will discuss about one or two interview questions also. Once again, I will repeating. So if I am an interviewer, you are giving an interview to me. So Srikant, could you please explain about test plan? They will ask such kind of questions, or they will ask, have you involved in the preparation of test plan, or have you prepared the test plan? This kind of questions are very common.
Okay.
Okay. Then test case design. So test case design actually we will discuss tomorrow. This is actually a very important topic. So we'll go through each and every topic as part of test case, how test case look like, how we will write a test case in Excel sheet, how we will design each and every step. Okay, tomorrow we'll start test case design. Okay, as of now we'll complete up to test plan design. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So it's almost 9:40. I have some other session also, so I'll move further for that.
Okay.
So I'll share up to 34, and you will take from that guy. Okay. So you come up with your queries. We'll discuss and resolve tomorrow. Okay.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, like it's almost 9:40. I'm winding up this session. Good night, Srikant.
Okay. Good.
Okay.